Aquarius and Leo, hello, welcome to an Aquarius experience. This is for the highest good of the relationship. I've already shuffled the cards. So for Aquarius, the King of Pentacles, you must be feeling pretty good with yourself right now, good enough to where you even feel like you can give to others. You have a upbeat idea of self and of life. You're feeling pretty grounded enough to start giving back, or you actually are already giving back some energy in groundedness. So the most important thing here is to realize that you are grounded, and it might not be a financial grounding. It's just an earth grounding. It could very well be financial, but it doesn't always have to be. Definitely isn't a lack of finances. It might just be like a stability in a financial situation, enough to where you feel grounded to give to others other than just yourself. However, your challenge is the Three of Swords. So even though you're feeling grounded, it could have been that you are just now feeling and gaining that grounding because of some emotionally entangled situation that you are and have been going through and trying to move past. You're trying to move past it, but it's still coming up in your challenge. So obviously it's somewhere in the back of your heart and mind. And right now it seems like you're not focused on that. You're more just focused on the groundedness that you can control within yourself and your environment. And so for the Leo, I must have all these cards reversed. For the Leo is in a transformative state. The Leo is really stepping into this power of manifestation, using all resources, all wisdom, to try to figure out their next move with all elements considered. That means emotional, intellectual, financial, and passion. They're in the state of wanting some kind of transition. I'm not sure that they have figured it out yet, but they're really grabbing a hold of themselves and putting all their resources together to try to apply everything that they have within themselves and around themselves to create something moving forward. However, in their challenge, Leo, you're still finding it hard to give yourself some time to rest and recover. And more than likely, it's going to be something to do with the Three of Swords, that Aquarius is also having a hard time recovering from. It does look quite similar, and it seems like you two are mirroring each other. So definitely can be a twin flame relationship here. As always with these Aquarius and Leo readings, I often get twin flame cards and messages. The messages I get are that the energies mirror each other. So whereas for instance here, the Aquarius is feeling pretty grounded enough to be able to take in their resources and give back to others. And the Leo is in this state of the alchemist, which is also the magician, to grab a hold of their resources and put them all together for something. Now, Aquarius has kind of directed their groundedness to giving outside of themselves, whereas the Leo is also doing that. However, it might be more of a, I wouldn't say selfish situation, but they are thinking about themselves and using their resources maybe to satisfy themselves on an egotistic level, whereas Aquarius is gathering themselves so that way they can be more available to others, for others to gain, which is just a circle outside of themselves. And Leo, it seems like they are closing their circle out and kind of concentrating on themselves. So it's still mirroring, but just their energy is directed in a different direction. And here we have the Three of Swords for Aquarius in their challenge. And we have the Four of Swords. So it's just like a progression from the 3 to the 4. And that's just where they're at. The Three of Swords is something that happens right before you get to the state where you need the R&R, the rest and recovery. It's like reflection. So Leo is having a hard time reflecting on the situation between the Aquarius and themselves. And Aquarius is having a hard time moving on from the pain of what is happening or has happened. The United Force here is the High Priestess. So it looks like both of you are not speaking to each other. Probably due to the fact that Leo has yet to give themselves that time and space to reflect on what's happening with the relationship. And Aquarius is pretty much just focusing on remaining stable and maintaining that groundedness, even though they are in a lot of pain. They know the importance of staying grounded and not feeding into an emotional roller coaster. They just need to feel grounded. So silence helps Aquarius maintain that groundedness. And silence helps Leo concentrate on what it is that they're trying to alchemize, what it is that they're trying to do. Advice for the Leo. I'm going to start with the Leo here. For this reflection period and their challenge to take that rest. What would be helpful for Leo to hear at this time? Ace of Swords. So they need some clarity. However, in order for Leo to get that clarity, they have to do some reflection. And it's self-reflection. So that's just a journey that they have to take on their own. Unfortunately, it's not something that they can go and seek help with. If the Leo was able to kind of stop this state of trying to alchemize and manifest, and if they were just putting that maybe for a pause for a moment and really give themselves the care and the love and the rest and recovery that they need, they would be able to actually pull this sword out from underneath them that they have laid away. That's the clarity here. They have these swords here that are something that's quite real and has just happened and is kind of waving over them. But here there is another sword of clarity, and that is what they need to get to. And if they were able to give themselves that rest, they would then be able to pull that sword out of clarity and see things as they truly are. And in that state, they would be able to proceed to alchemize whatever it is that they need. However, if they are going on and manifesting things without giving themselves that clarity, they might go and manifest things that truly do not align wholeheartedly with themselves and what it is that they want. For Aquarius, I have at the bottom of the deck also the Lovers. So there definitely is a lot of love here. There's a lot of yearning for each other and a yearning for reunion. But that is just not happening at the moment. Aquarius, any advice that I can give the Aquarius for the highest good of the relationship? I have 3 cards that fell out here. So the advice I have for the Aquarius is we have the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is an energy of confidence, and a sturdiness within their passion. She has a very fiery energy, and if you can go ahead and harness that energy of confidence and you move forward in that direction with that energy and offer that cup of love, it is saying that that is what needs to be done here. That's the advice. So if you are in this state of groundedness, it is now time for you to operate with that confidence in that groundedness and that confidence of just being able to harness your own magic, your own enticement. It's like pulling energy into you because you are so positive. And I don't mean like, Pollyanna positive. I just mean this just inner knowing of confidence and strength. If you're able to go ahead and transition from that groundedness to this knowing and feeling of confidence, and it's not an act, and it's genuinely coming from your soul and your higher self, then what this is saying to me is to let you know that now is the time to move on with your cup of love, with your offering that compassion and for a new beginning, and being quite confident in that. Now, if you can do that, and if Leo is able to do some honest reflecting, and mostly self-reflection and rest and self-love, then they'd be able to achieve this clarity that they are needing. Because it looks like here Leo is quite studious. They're looking for something. They are alchemizing. It's like they have all of the ingredients here on the table, but now what's the next step? How do I use all of these things that I have here to the best of my advantage? But they are specifically seeing it as my advantage, not an advantage for the relationship. If both parties were able to do this and stay consistently in this state, what is to be expected in the immediate future. Three cards again. In the immediate futures, we have the Princess of Pentacles. The Princess of Pentacles is like the start of some stability and really honing in on what it is that they are wanting moving forward. And really feeling grounded in that want. You also have the Lovers here, which speaks of reunion. And the Queen of Swords, which is an Aquarius energy. And the Queen of Swords says that the clarity here is gained. And now the Queen is taking that sword, taking that clarity, and using it to really cut through some of the things that need to be cut out or through, and really sitting in that knowing, that higher knowing. She stands pretty firm in what she knows as well. So what it is that she knows, and this is for both of these individuals, the Aquarius and the Leo. There's, if they are able to encompass these energies where Aquarius is standing in their truth and their power, their wisdom, their confidence, and move forward with that and offer an emotional I'm not sure if it's communication, but just having an overflowing amount of emotional availability. If they can stay in that, then both of these individuals will be able to come forward in that stability and create a foundation. This is creating a foundation, an everlasting foundation, to where the lovers can reunite and they're going to move in this direction because of the clarity that they have both achieved individually. And once they achieve that individually, they can then put it into the relationship and each other. So right now there is a bit of silence, maybe a lot of silence. But it says here that Aquarius should hone into their confidence with this relationship and their belief in the relationship, and offer a cup of love, a genuine cup of love, free from fear and illusion. And maybe then, or maybe simultaneously, Leo is able to rest in that and reflect in that and really receive that clarity that the relationship needs, so that Leo can manifest what they truly desire, which is the reunion for this relationship. So Aquarius, now that you are feeling that groundedness, it's now in the best interest of the relationship that you take that groundedness onto the next level and really encompass the confidence that you have in the relationship. And act with that confidence and offer a full cup of love. And maybe even offer room for that rest for Leo to do that self-reflection. Okay, if you stayed with me this far, I hope that some of this was helpful, and until next time, thank you.